That wasn't it.
Hands on nobody.
Saturday night, I did hear about what happened after it happened. She was a guest of the event, and she was a guest in a Netflix specific VIP invite only area. And for that to happen reflects poorly on MVP, reflects poorly on women's sports, on sports as a whole. And there's no doubt there was a back and forth conversation between her and Alycia.
You know, I like both of them. Claressa Shields and them. You know, Alycia Baumgardner. You know, I mean, I watched that video probably about, not gonna lie, repeat, probably about 20 times. And I just couldn't wait to hear the fucking slap. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, pow, ooh, ooh, shit. I was like, oh, let me hear it again. Pow, ooh, shit.
Obviously, you're not too fond of Claressa. She said she would go down to 147 to fight Amanda
But she also
Serrano.
said she'd fight Jake Paul.
We're going to get into that, but first...
I'm not saying I'm not fond of her. I don't care. I could care less
All right.
about that human that exists on the planet, but, like, I'm telling you who she is
So,
as a person.
forget
and
about
the
that.
truth. Like, I operate in a state of truth in my life, and I'm just telling
The exclusive VIP section at any major fight card is meant to be the place where multi-million-dollar deals come together, not the place where street emotions completely take control. But during the historic MVP MMA event in California, headlined by Ronda Rousey's huge comeback, that polished corporate atmosphere suddenly fell apart. Two of the biggest stars in women's boxing unexpectedly crossed paths in the worst possible way. Following a heated verbal exchange, Claressa Shields reached across the gap and slapped Alycia Baumgardner directly across the face. This was not some carefully planned promotional stunt designed to boost pay-per-view sales or create fake headlines. Instead, it was raw, completely unscripted chaos unfolding right in front of shocked network executives, leaving everyone nearby stunned as the unbelievable confrontation instantly stole attention from the event itself.
Get out the way. I want to get in there. No. World star. Not right now. I'll referee. I'm calling her to get referee.
When the sports world finally saw the footage, some of the biggest voices in the industry didn't hold back with their reactions. On the Nightcap podcast, Shannon Sharpe and Chad Okosinko Johnson delivered a harsh reality check about the entire incident. Okosinko couldn't believe an experienced professional would risk everything over a verbal exchange, pointing out how completely absurd the physical mismatch really was. He noted that Claressa was walking around at nearly 175 pounds during the off-season, while Alycia barely weighed around 130 pounds. Shannon was just as shocked, questioning why anyone would throw away the entertainment value of a war of words simply to physically escalate a matchup that could never realistically happen. They both agreed that you should never put your hands on someone unless you're preparing to face them inside the ring. In this situation, a sanctioned fight between the two women is physically impossible. Instead of appearing strong or intimidating, the hosts believed Claressa came across as completely out of control. They felt the incident showed a total lack of composure and class. Behind the scenes, the boxing world has been flooded with rumors about the enormous financial damage this single moment may have caused. Content creators and respected industry insiders also didn't hold back, criticizing the behavior and making it clear that you simply cannot act like a wild animal when you're surrounded by the very executives and decision-makers responsible for writing the checks. The MVP afterparty was packed with high-level representatives from Netflix and DAZN. Losing control in an environment like that doesn't just damage the reputation of the individual fighter. It also puts the earnings, opportunities, and future business of their entire management team, promoters, and sponsors at serious risk.
That shit musty at the highest level. You miserable. You feeling that pressure from Alycia Baumgardner. We can all tell. First off, who in the fuck let you in the motherfucking building? They need to be placed on a leave of absence. You managed to get in the building and immediately you up there on the nosebleeds. How did you slither your ass down to the floor where the fight was cracking at? Now you just in there with the stale face with musty energy slithering all over your body. You see Alycia Baumgardner with Le'Veon Bell, Michael Irvin, James Cameron. You know James Cameron made the motherfucking Titanic, nigga? And then here come your ghetto ass. She got her own hairstylist there. They done put Alycia Baumgardner on the Jumbotron. Everybody pouring the love into her that she prayed for it and what she manifested. And you over there just looking motherfucking stank up over there. Your leave out is your motherfucking leave out. Lord child. Now you're walking around and you look to your side and be like, damn, I'm with this married ass nigga. This nigga motherfucking married. Talking about, nah, nigga, instead of trying to fight Alycia Baumgardner, you need to fight that cake. Yeah. Then, how your ghetto ass getting a VIP? How you getting a VIP? Then you go up in there, you try to get in a section. They like, who is this motherfucker walking in with them nasty ass boots on? Then you get in a section and you try to assault the face of women's boxing, Alycia Baumgardner. Just ghetto. You got to have some class. You ain't got to be ghetto and ratchet all the time. Get your mind right. You supposed to be somebody. That's just musty. You pressed. You is pressed. Alycia Baumgardner got you pressed, gang.
Industry insiders are arguing that throwing away major corporate opportunities over a petty personal dispute shows an inability to transition from a street mentality to true boardroom professionalism. Millions of dollars in potential network deals may have disappeared simply because someone couldn't keep their hands to themselves for just one night.
Going around. Yeah. And for me, like, it's more like some reality TV stuff.
Yeah.
Claressa Shields, Alycia Baumgardner.
Yeah.
All right, I've seen everybody go crazy over the so-called slap.
Right.
And what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's love in hip-hop. I don't think it's real. Why? Claressa Shields is in a great space. She's been doing great numbers. Putting your hands on Baumgardner. I ain't saying she was wrong. Let's get that clear. I ain't saying she's wrong because I don't know what they was arguing about. But putting your hands on her ain't gonna get you nowhere because she still ain't gonna fight you. You too big. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. So you think if you can't get her in the ring, you think she's gonna fight you in the street? Fuck no. You know, so for me, I don't even think it was real. And Papoose is at that age where you see your younger self and you like, yo, not saying he, you know what I mean, your younger age, when you see somebody snapping out, you like, yo, you don't gotta do all that. You gotta just chill. We ain't on that. I ain't see that from him. He was like kind of letting her go ahead. So that to me made me feel like, oh, they set that up. And the angle was fucked up. You couldn't really tell.
I didn't even see nothing land.
And it looked like she threw a punch. And it looked like a slap, but it sounded like a slap. They made it sound real loud. I don't know. It's just something about it.
Instead of delivering the public apology that many people expected, the multi-division champion chose to stand by her actions and respond even more aggressively. Posting on social media, she claimed the viral video circulating online had been heavily edited and completely distorted what actually happened. She described her actions as nothing more than self-protection, insisting that she would never remain silent while being verbally attacked, threatened, and discriminated against. Then came the unexpected twist. She confidently declared that MVP's lifetime ban meant absolutely nothing to her because she had already rejected several opportunities to work with the promotion in the past. Making the situation even more unusual, she suggested that powerful groups were spending huge amounts of marketing money to damage her image and destroy her reputation. Whether there is truly a conspiracy behind the scenes or this is simply a calculated attempt to shift attention away from accountability, her response ultimately left fans with far more questions than answers.
Her ass, you know, the lawsuit coming out, you know, supposedly she might be taking, you know, lawsuit. It is in California. California, shit, you can sue for anything in California. Shit, you break into somebody's home in California and shit, trip over a damn shoe, you know what I'm saying, hurt yourself, and then go and sue them. You can do all kind of shit in California. So like, yeah, it might be a battery charge or some misdemeanor, you know, a couple of $1,000s maybe even a little jail. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but
look a little closer, and you'll realize this entire controversy may be deeply connected to industry politics and intense promotional rivalries. Tension between Shields and MVP has existed for a long time. She has openly and repeatedly clashed with Jake Paul's promotional company over its strong support of Amanda Serrano as the true greatest of all time in women's boxing. That is a title the Flint native has always fiercely claimed belongs to her. Now, whispers throughout the boxing world suggest that this strict zero-tolerance ban could be about more than simply punishing bad behavior.
Hear about what happened after it happened. She was a guest of the event, and she was a guest in a Netflix specific VIP invite-only area. And for that to happen reflects poorly on MVP, reflects poorly on women's sports, on sports as a whole. And there's no doubt there was a back and forth conversation between her and Alycia. But nobody raised a hand other than Claressa. So for us, I would have hoped she would have come out with an apology, but she didn't. She actually texted me that night and said, like, I had a great time. Thank you so much. I didn't respond, confused that what had happened, and that was the text that I had gotten. And I'm disappointed that this is what has had to have happened. But if you're gonna conduct yourself that way in a non-fight week setting, I've seen a lot of people be like, you didn't ban Mike Tyson when he slapped Jake Paul. They're about to fight. No, we're not gonna ban Mike Tyson. The commission may have, the commission may step in and say, you're gonna get fined, but we certainly don't ban fighters for having animosity towards each other during fight week. That's why if you saw a release, it says there's a time and place for the banter and for the hostilities at a press conference even, right? Sometimes that's what helps sell the fight. There was no fight here. There was a bunch of celebrities, athletes, influencers, Netflix executives, MVP employees, and something happened that shouldn't have happened. And I hope Claressa takes responsibility for it, and there's a path to having her at our events again.
While the internet continues debating the politics behind the incident, the woman who was slapped is making calculated and decisive moves of her own. Alycia Baumgardner isn't simply brushing off the altercation and moving on. According to reports, she is bringing in legal representation. In a firm public statement, she made it clear that she was physically assaulted without any provocation and that she fully intends to pursue the matter through the appropriate legal channels.
Shields and Alycia Baumgardner. Bit of an ugly scene, and MVP has since come out and said that Claressa is banned from attending MVP events. And not that long ago, there were some talks about her fighting on an MVP card or, being co-promoted or something like that. And so what could you tell us about what happened and the aftermath? Is this a lifetime ban? Are you saying you don't want to ever work with Claressa, or is this something that can be fixed? What can you tell us about this?
I would say we worked very hard to try to convince Claressa to sign to MVP, and I think she was pretty open that we did a great job in terms of how we presented to her, in terms of the opportunity. But, she called me one day and said, I'm getting a $3 million offer to sign to Salida and Win Records. And I said, great, like I can't justify that number. You should 100% do that. Congratulations. You've set a new bar for a signing bonus within women's sports. Since then, we've worked hard to develop a great relationship, and we've had very positive communication, in-person meetings, just like great understanding between us. I had not talked to Claressa since the Shadeja Green fight. She reached out to me posted, but I thought she was very disrespectful in terms of the way that she was communicating online when a fighter that I cared deeply about, but just any fighter, was on the floor unconscious, being rushed in an ambulance to the hospital and ultimately had a brain injury. That was not cool, and it really made me think maybe Claressa and I have gotten.
We are now witnessing a defining moment in the career of one of the most accomplished athletes in modern combat sports history. The biggest question remains, can a truly once-in-a-generation talent continue to overshadow a growing reputation for unpredictability? The entire combat sports world appears to be drawing a firm line in the sand, and this single split-second decision could ultimately reshape the future of some of the biggest potential matchups of the decade. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming content. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.
Claressa wound up there, cock back, pop, right in the mouth for some confrontation that they're having. Now, let me tell you what my thoughts are on this, because Claressa then doubles down and she puts out a tweet which basically says, yeah, that's what you get when you messing around, when you mess with Claressa. Get the taste slapped out your mouth. Something to that effect. I'll put it up in the graphic in the video. But here's my thing, man. This is great promotion. It's great promotion. It really is. I love it. It's going to be good for Alycia Baumgardner. It's going to be good for Claressa Shields. It's going to be good for their careers. Because you know why? Because ratchet sells. A few years ago, I forget when they put that term to rest, right? Where you just have scantily dressed women over the top with loud mouths screaming back and forth, man. You see Krishan Rock going through that in the fights that she's having with these people in these real life, dramas. I really think that, these people are starting to plan these things out because they're basically being podcasters. What do you call it? In real life, RIL podcasters, in real life podcasters, where like you see Alycia Baumgardner being filmed with, I think the guy's name is DDG, and she's doing live streams with him. She's in the boxing gym with them, right? They're kind of teaming up with with those type of streamers. You have Ryan Garcia, who you saw just last night do a live stream with Tekashi 6ix9ine. They're dressing just alike, and you see Adrian Bronner running around with Dean the Great, and and they're dressing alike. So it's just a big production that these guys are putting on, trying to get their name out there and trying to keep this conversation going, man, in this very, very, very how can you say, swamped media land. And the bigger a fool you